Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, where the sky was painted with hues of saffron and lavender, the moon glowed softly like a glowing lantern in the darkness. In a tiny village nestled between two great oak trees, there lived a little rabbit named Luna. She had fluffy white fur and bright green eyes that twinkled like stars on a clear night. Luna loved to hop through fields of sparkling wildflowers, their petals shimmering like diamonds in the sunlight. As she wandered along the winding path, the scent of freshly cut grass filled her nostrils and made her twitch her nose in delight. Her soft voice whispered gently as she sang a lullaby. Dreamy dreams, dear dreamer, drift by, as the wind whispers secrets. Beneath the setting sun, in this enchanted land, all is well and bright. May your slumber be deep and peaceful tonight. Her friends would listen, entranced by her enchanting melody, until they'd tuck themselves into cozy dens and whisper sweet nothings back, feeling safe and content in the knowledge that Luna watched over them from above. One evening, as the full moon rose high above the forest canopy, an elderly badger named Bertha appeared before Luna's den. Her weathered face wore a kind smile, and her silver hair shone like polished moonstone. She had lived for many moons and knew the rhythms of nature intimately. With each step, she moved slowly and deliberately toward Luna, carrying a small pouch filled with dried flowers, which scented the air around her. "Greetings, young one," said Bertha softly, tapping her paw against the earth. "I have come to bring you a gift." Inside the pouch lay a beautiful bundle of hand-picked chamomile, wrapped in a moss-green ribbon tied with twine. The delicate petals were as pale as moonlight, yet strong enough to soothe any troubled soul. "What can I do for you?" Luna asked, curiosity dancing across her whiskers. "Ah, child," replied Bertha with a hint of mischief in her voice. "Today, the moon needs special care. For today, let us gather leaves from the heartwood tree closest to our village." Together, Luna and Bertha set off on their journey, walking through the rolling hills and dense woods. They passed by hooting owls perched atop gnarled branches, silhouettes stark against the growing light. To each side of them stretched vast expanses of shimmering dewdrops glistening like liquid diamonds. The scent of fresh rain hung heavy in the air. At last, they reached the heartwood tree, an ancient, twisted giant whose bark was etched with symbols that told stories of countless seasons past. Its limbs loomed towering above them, a majestic sentinel guarding the heartwood within. Bertha carefully gathered a handful of these leaves and tossed them onto a branch, singing an old verse to awaken its inner spirit. "When night comes, when shadows are cast, and twilight falls upon the forest floor so fast, the heartbeat of life stirs once more. Listen close, dear friend, we ask, for in this sacred place of strength, where wisdom blooms and legends nestle, we'll nurture hope, we'll sow seeds of peace, until dawn breaks forth, with gentle release." With each word, the leafy bunch stirred to new life, releasing its fragrance and radiating warmth. It signaled to Luna that the moon was indeed calling, beckoning her near its radiant glow. Luna carefully picked some leaves, taking care not to disturb the heartwood. Together, they descended into the secret chamber hidden within the tree trunk, where crystals suspended from the surface reflected the lunar rays like mirrors spinning around in perfect harmony. There, amidst the crystalline formations, an ancient book lay open, bound in what seemed to change color depending on the angle of the moon. Its pages felt smooth and dry. The ink faded but remained vibrant despite being hundreds of years old. As Luna opened the book, words flowed out in script like moonlit rivers, filling her mind with gentle, healing visions of forests alive and free. The illustrations depicted creatures dancing with berries on vines, their spirits woven into tapestries shimmering with glittering lights. Birds in flight shared melodies echoing the crickets' chirping serenade in summer afternoons. A wise owl taught those who listened about how to see beyond the veil of reality. As Luna immersed herself deeper in the written truth, a memory drifted up from below. She recalled a moment where every single plant in the forest was smiling because her mother had nourished it with kindness. Her grandmother's love gave way an unbroken legacy when her own parents took turns loving her mother. This thought awakened something inside Luna. She realized it wasn't just about being connected to plants and animals but also people. Suddenly, the forest itself began to reflect the moon's influence on the heartwood tree. As each creature looked towards Luna, telling tales of unity and cooperation, night grew darker outside, transformed into star-studded space where everything pulsed gently, pulsating with cosmic vibrations. Overwhelmed with understanding and gratitude, Luna turned to Bertha and smiled warmly. "This is magic, isn't it?" Quote, "Indeed, my dear Luna," answered Bertha with tears shining in her eyes. "Magic lies right here within ourselves and in our connections to others." Just then, the door creaked shut behind them, and Luna stepped back to the edge of the clearing, her bare feet crunching the earth beneath. She called out softly into the quiet night, "This garden has become my home. Here I will cherish every strand of threads. A bond within me keeps me standing strong, tethered to friends and roots where life flows long." She snuggled into her cozy den, surrounded by the stillness and the songs of nature. Tonight, while Luna slept peacefully, Bertha sat watching over the moon, leaving a trail of tiny sparks reflecting its divine beauty. Time went by unnoticed as Luna dreamt deeply, carried by the moonbeams flowing smoothly into sleep. Years passed without fail, and every day at sunrise, Luna ventured into this world anew, spreading hope with the promise of renewal and love. But now Luna came to learn that even if things got dark sometimes, the connection between hearts, nature's pulse intertwined hands kept pushing forward, never allowing the shadows to prevail. When winter arrived next year, the same moon dipped lower, casting a midnight blue hue across Luna's sleepy town, casting shadows of uncertainty upon the landscape. Yet even during these silent nights, whispers echoed throughout the land, whispers that guided Luna onward as morning spread its wings. On that autumnal equinox, under a burst of fiery cherry blossoms illuminated the streets, Luna stood tall, a beacon symbolizing the power of enduring bonds forming through friendship. Together with Bertha, Luna helped tend a flower patch she discovered nearby. Seeds collected during moon-warmed nights grew stronger overnight. And so, under the gentle glow of the night sky, every heart felt calm and safe as dreams carried them away. They lived happily ever after. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.